Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Spectator in the Zone postgame show. Eli Schultz here with Stephen Lau and Manib Alam. Unfortunately, a heartbreaking loss today for the Lions. They had a big first half deficit, clawed their way back in the second half, but ultimately came up short. Manib?
As Ellie mentioned, the Lions were able to claw their way back into the second half, to put in his words. In the first half, you could just feel that the Lions were missing a lot of easy shots. They shot 27% from the field, and they did have some good looks near the basket, but Cornell's also doing a good job preventing the Lions guards from penetrating into the key near the free throw line and taking shots like Brian Barber likes to take, for example. That's something that Cornell's coach mentioned after the game.
Yeah, a lot of those shots, too, are shots that you usually see the Lions making. And Coach Smith, midweek, kind of talked about how the Lions have struggled a little bit to hit those kinds of shots at home. This season, they're actually 3-4 at home. On the road, they're 5-3. So we kind of saw that difference in the first half. They definitely picked it up in the second half, though. In fact, both Cornell and Columbia were going 50% from the field for most of the second half.
Yeah, and both teams actually just did finish with pretty high scoring clips for the second half, like you mentioned. And as Manib hinted earlier, the defense on Barber was a big difference from last week to this week. Both Cornell's coach and Coach Smith mentioned in their the post-game press conferences that the defense on Barber played a big role in allowing Cornell to come out with a victory here.
One of the other big factors actually was fouls in this game. To finish it off, Cornell had 20 and the Lions had 22. And a lot of those came in the second half. Both teams were in foul trouble. But if you look at the stat sheet, Cornell went 25-29 from the free throw line, and the Lions only went 11 for 17.
I mean, it was a 3-point victory for Cornell, and 25 of those points came off of free throws. So that really gives you a little idea of how big free throws were in this game. And nobody was bigger from the charity stripe for Cornell than Joel Cancer, who hit 11 of 12 free throws and really plagued the Lions all day today. Lions will be back in action next weekend, playing the two P teams, Penn and Princeton. Hopefully they'll get back on track. We'll see you next week.